Hi, I'm Gary and I'm off to Brisbane, Australia on another adventure. Are you coming with me? Good morning from Manchester Airport. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm heading to Brisbane, Australia. And we're calling in Doha in Qatar on the way, so I've got to change planes there. Unfortunately, all my luggage goes straight through. So I got here about 5:30 this morning. Within half an hour, I've been through self-check-in and security. So yeah, it was all fairly efficient, really. And then it's October as well, which makes a difference. Instead of August, didn't have to queue for breakfast. In fact, I got served really quickly. The airport's much quieter. You really notice that. So now I've just got to wait another 10 minutes and you're on your first gate. It's going to be cold. So start the new big adventure. Off to gate A12. I'm ready to start the flight. So we're due to depart at 8:25 in the morning on Wednesday. And I don't get to Brisbane until 5:30 at night on Thursday. Although Brisbane's 9 hours ahead of us, so that means it's actually 8:30 in the morning UK time. So 24 hours basically from takeoff to landing if everything runs smoothly. But first of all, I'm on my way to Doha in Qatar. So first plane's already in waiting for us. I'm quite near the back. I'm in 40E, which it's a 333, so I'm right in the middle. A selection of films, and I've not seen the Fall Guys, so I'm going to be watching that one.
It wasn't my first time on a Dreamliner, but it was my first time flying with Qatar Airways. Despite being in the middle of the row, which in fairness is the last place I'd choose myself, the seat was comfy enough with a USB port, the usual tray table, and we had a blanket as well as a handy shelf for storing your devices. I always like it when the screens show the maps too, so I can see where we are in the world as we fly. An hour into the flight, they came round with breakfast, which included a cooked breakfast with sausages, omelette and potatoes, yoghurt and fresh fruit, and a croissant.
It's quite tasty. I've just found some beans under there as well. That was a decent meal, and I haven't left anything. About 5 hours to go. They've just been round with the drink service, so it's only 11 o'clock. I thought I'd just stick to a cup of tea for now. And I'm watching Superstore on the telly, so there's loads of choice. There's absolutely loads of stuff. There's some good films, but I'm not quite in film mode yet, so I'm having a bit of comedy.
As it was such a long flight though, I did eventually get into film mode with an absolute classic.
Just over an hour to go. This is a chicken sausage roll kind of thing.
I couldn't really see out of the windows from my seat, but fortunately the onboard cameras gave me my first ever view of Qatar.
So I'm in Qatar. Never been here before, so I don't actually count it as a country because I'm never going to leave the airport. So it's not actually count as an official country this trip. But I have actually set for Paris, so might warrant a pin in the map somehow. Anyway, we'll see.
I might not have been officially visiting Qatar, but I wanted to see as much of Doha as I could from the bus. And as it happened, the transfer from where the plane landed to the terminal took ages, because Doha's airport is enormous.
Now, I'm in the terminal building. So that was a really long drive from the plane, and the airport is massive. This is the terminal building. We've got all different gates. There's people going up and down. I'm going to go and find my flight information because I don't think I have to do anything. I think I just go and catch a plane hopefully. So that's me, Brisbane, gate C7. So I'm in the airport. It's absolutely massive. It's really nice though. I'm on gate C7. I'm watching on get run over by some bookies here. I'm at gate C7, which seems to be miles from where I've come in. So I'm all checked in. I did that in Manchester, and my luggage goes straight through, so I don't need to collect any luggage or anything. That's going straight to Brisbane, or hopefully it is anyway. So I'm going to go and find the gate and see. It looks like there's a whole load of other stuff down the other end of the airport where my gate is. So I'm going to have a look. I do have to say, that's 7 hours of my journey done to Brisbane, but I've still got another 17 hours to go before I actually arrive. So it's a long, long day. But that was a nice relaxing flight actually. Found gate C7 very early, so I don't need to go anywhere near that for now. Looks like you do security check-in before that, but plenty of time, so I'll go and explore the airport. So I have a posh car in here, and lovely posh watches. Do like a tag here. Lovely sports car, surrounded by watches.
If you like your designer shopping, then bring your credit card, because this airport is filled with luxury brands.
Hamad International Airport here in Doha in Qatar is absolutely massive. It seems to be more of a connecting airport, so literally you get off one plane, you don't go through anything, no customs or anything unless you're leaving the airport, of course. I'm just wandering around. There's shops everywhere, loads of shops, lots of people. Got a great big teddy bear there. So yeah, they've got little metro trains running across the top. I don't know where they're going, probably other side of the airport or wherever you need to be. But I'm not too far from my gate up here. I don't really know what to do with myself. I'm just taking it all in, to be quite honest. I've been taking photos and doing a bit of videoing. So at this point, I'm 8 hours into my journey. I have another 16 hours still to do to get to Brisbane. So I'm only a third of to do it twice again, really. So that's all one big flight. So make the most of actually stretching my legs while I can walk around, I think. Gone through security. I'm on gate C7. It's weird, is this one. You go through baggage scanning at the gates and then you do your passport control. I made a schoolboy error because I went and bought 2 litres of water from one of the shops and then found out I couldn't take it through the scanning, I had to throw it away, so that's 10 quid down the drain, literally. I've come through, I'm in zone 2 on the plane for this one. The seating's all in zones, so actually what they've done, they've got little signs up next to the various bits of seating so you sit in your area, and then they board you by zone. So I don't know how big the plane is. I was on row 40 last time and I'm on row 36 this time, but I'm zone 2 and there's still 4 zones, so it might be a huge plane, I don't know. We'll find out. I have to say, I'm really impressed with Doha's airport. Yeah, really like it. It has tempted me to come back and have a look at Qatar itself, so you know, it's a 7-hour flight or 6.5, but even so, I think that'd be worth doing. It's not impossible, and it's direct from Manchester, which is good. It's just after 7 o'clock here. We're meant to board at 7:25. Qatar is 2 hours ahead of the UK, so I'm going in that direction where you add a few hours on. So when I get to Brisbane finally, it will be 5:30 at night. But that's 5:30 at night on Thursday. It's 7 o'clock at night on Wednesday still here. But at home, it's 5 o'clock at night. So, you know, it's all very confusing, and just keep getting my head around it. I've changed all my clocks when I got to the airport, and I'll change them again to get onto Brisbane time when I'm on the plane. Time to leave Doha. A long flight to Brisbane. Ended up in a middle seat again. I've had the worst seating allocation here. I'm going to have to hope that this one stays empty and I can make it to the window, but we'll wait and see. The plane feels pretty full, so I'm not holding my breath for that. This flight was 777.
It was a slightly different seat configuration on this plane. There was a little remote control for organising your entertainment, and then your usual table, but no handy shelf for your devices on this one. But there was a USB port.
You've got headphones which are handy for another film, got a pillow, got a blanket, a little think pink kit, which I'm going to look and see what that is in a minute. So the little think pink kit was travel socks, earplugs, a little toothbrush and an eye mask. It's because it's a night flight, it's a long flight. I've not officially got a window seat, so I'll make the most of that one. It's the little gap there, so I might be able to peek out the window. Well, again, we're in a night flight, there's probably not much to see. Well, in fairness, we'll land in Brisbane at 5:30 in the afternoon, so by the time we're passing over Australia, it should be daylight again. It's the same entertainment system as on the last flight, so well, you got 14.25 hours for this one. So there were plenty of films I didn't actually bother looking at last time. Got a few things to keep me going, and actually I'm getting quite tired now. We're moving, no cameras on this one. We're up in the air, so goodbye Doha until next time.
The good thing about long-haul flights is all the food and drinks are complimentary, so I got myself a beer and settled down to watch a film. A couple of hours into the flight, we got our first main meal.
First proper meal is beacon mashed potato, a little salad, it's like a cheesecake, a little bread roll.
When you're travelling for 24 hours, you do need some sleep, and although a middle seating economy isn't perhaps the most comfortable of places, I did manage to get some sleep as we headed out over the Indian Ocean. But somewhere over the west coast of Australia, they turned on the lights to wake us up. By this point, my body clock didn't know what time it was, so while you could have had an omelette for breakfast, I went for barbecue beef and mash, and it was really good. And with daylight came my first look at Australia on this trip. It's quite weird to think that on this journey, I'd started in daylight, went through the night, had another day, and I could already see nighttime arriving again. And as Brisbane appeared on the map, it was also quite nice to be flying over the places where my adventure was going to start properly. But you'll have to watch the next episode for that, so make sure to subscribe then you don't miss it. If you're going to travel to the other side of the world, then a long flight comes as part of the package. But I have to say this was a really good flight with Qatar Airways, and I would definitely consider using them again. And so, after 14 hours on this leg of the journey from Doha, we finally arrived in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And this is just the start of the adventure.